We're discussing Ebola with you at 512-836-0590.
In South Austin, here's Jeff on KLBJ. Good morning, Jeff. Welcome aboard. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good morning, guys.
Morning.
I got a question. I'd like to hear from maybe one of our, local doctors, and just briefly on the air with you guys, to speak about the human body. How long does it take for a fever to show up? Just kind of get somebody that might not be in somebody's pocket.
Well, in other words, get the straight skinny. And not somebody that works for the government.
What is not clear with you? What?
It's all shady. You got kids in school. You got this guy already at barbecues. You got the Hawaii thing possibly now. And I'm with you, Sam. Shut it down. No more. Let's keep these people out until they're better or we figure out what's going on.
We have all to gain and nothing to lose. I'm serious. Why isn't, an executive, he is so good at executive orders. Boom. He could just tell the FAA,
But the sad part is, are you saying all Liberians are people
quarantine this country, just like their neighbors do?
But the sad part is, saying if someone travels from Liberia to Brussels, waits around a week, and then hops on that plane and then gets sick over here.
They have to have visas.
Keep them out, Ed. They have to have a visa.
Yeah, I guess so if they have the passport.
They can't just come over.
Yeah. It's a visa. They have to have permission from the U.S. government to come in from overseas.
All visas will be
Maybe
denied.
It's time to
Jeff, thank you.
Start the discussion.
Let's go to Terry in North Austin on KLBJ. Good morning, Terry. Welcome.
Good morning, guys. Well, this is what I propose we do. The United States government informs those countries where the outbreak is, sit there and say, at this time we are not accepting any of your citizens in our country. And last time I checked, we did have this agency called the U.S. Customs. And those people show up with a passport from many of these affected countries. They're saying, we're sorry, sir, you cannot enter. And they put them on the next plane out. Mm-hmm. Pretty simple. I mean, it's in the structure is there to take care of this. All they have to do is just do those two simple steps, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, 3 countries in Africa have already done that: Namibia, Kenya, and Zambia. They have barred travel from those 3 Ebola-stricken countries that are in their part of the woods in Africa.
Yeah.
Right. There's no reason to overcomplicate this. In other words, hopefully it's a temporary situation. We're sorry that it's happened. We're giving you help, to get it under control. But at this time, your citizens cannot come into this country, and they can't be turned around at the border. I think we've forgotten how to do that in this country.
I think we have to.
Be able to do that.
All right, thanks very much. And actually, these 3 countries that have imposed those restrictions are fairly far away from West Africa. Kenya is on the other side of the continent. Namibia is in the southern or southwestern portion. So you're getting that reaction from different parts of the continent.
I've said for years that political correctness is going to kill us. This is political correctness that is very dangerous. I mean, why on earth do we want, unless you're a eugenist and you want the population to be culled, there is no reason in the world to let these individuals in.
Garrett, North Austin, you're on KLBJ. Hi, Garrett. Go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Good morning, Garrett.
I think we should set up 2 or 3 camps out there. If you want to come back to the United States, you have to be quarantined for 21 days. If the whole group shows no signs of symptoms, then you're allowed to come to the United States.
Camps in Liberia?
Yeah.
Yeah, like outside the infected zone. If you want to come back to the United States, go to a camp, set up outside. If everybody in that camp for 21 days or whatever they say it takes is symptom-free, now you can fly back to the United States.
And there would be a whole lot of people in there, and if one of them came down with it, then bets are off. The rest of them are going to have to stay.
What if the guy didn't have it, is in that camp and exposed to somebody else for 21 days and picks it up?
All right, Garrett, thanks. 512-836-0590. This is Dr. Thomas Frieden of the Centers for Disease Control talking about the big task ahead of people dealing with this situation.
We have a 9-person team in Dallas working with the hospital, with the health department, and the family to identify every possible contact. Good. And we'll be monitoring every one of those individuals for 21 days.
WFAA-TV in Dallas now is reporting that may be 80 people that are believed to have had contact with the man from Liberia. And you just heard in the news with Carol Nelson that the people he was staying with have now been ordered by the health department in Dallas to remain in their apartment up there.
Good morning. My comment is, didn't they used to do that a long time ago where they'd quarantine them? I think they called it Ellis Island or something like that.
Well, when they had Ellis Island, they did. They quarantined. My grandmother was a nurse there, and if you had diseases, you were quarantined.
Like tuberculosis, for sure, because it spread so easy.
They did that.
Yeah, they don't do that like when people come from Mexico. They don't do that, do they? I mean, they just
no. God help us if Ebola gets into Mexico.
Put them on in with everybody. Yeah, anything can walk across that border.
Right. You know, if Ebola hits Mexico, you know, they're already coming across with diseases. Tuberculosis is one of them. And some of our INS people have become sick from different diseases they bring across. Don't tell me that they don't. They keep a handle on it. They
Freddie, did you have another comment?
A lot of things cross that border. Bed bugs cross that border. The killer bees cross that border. Anything can cross that border. It's wide open, you know.
It is.
All right, Freddie, thanks. 512-836-0590. South Austin, Chris, you're on KLBJ at 640. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Well, the question I want to know is, when I look at the news, I see these people test them to see if they got the temperature with an ambient light, like from an AC unit. Why don't they use a thermostat to stick in their mouth or something?
Oh, these things are accurate. It uses a laser beam that measures temperature. I've seen these things work before, and they'll even test the temperature up to thousands of degrees. It is a very accurate instrument. Just like used to, they had to put a thermometer in your mouth. Now they've got a little hand thing that they rub across your forehead. If you've been to the doctor lately.
Well, in addition to that, would you want somebody sticking a thermometer in somebody's mouth and possibly touching their saliva if they are contagious
with
Ebola?
The time spent, you would have to dip that thermometer into a disinfectant.
Sure.
And then, no, can't do that.
Chris, thanks very much.